Hello, am I here? 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 Hello. Okay. Stop it. Stop it. Where's it coming from? 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 There it, there it is. I think I found it. My internet went out for a second. Screwed everything up.
Know how to navigate in this space, right? Um, it is, but we all end up learning it. In that there are people that tag a bunch of people, and it does it sometimes, and especially if the people don't know you and stuff like that. It's probably not the best. And I will also tell you, um, it's not the best practice just in for X in and of itself, because they kind of frown upon that, or even putting links, or even things like they recommend do all these types of things, so people just want to know. I don't know, maybe like a half hour before, a half hour there, a half hour.
I don't know where how that's getting here. Hello.
Stone gave me some TTPs as far as putting posts together.
got
I
it.
was hashtag. I think I had about 30 hashtags. They said, "Whoa,
Yeah,
wait a minute."
too
Fun,
many.
fun.
Yeah,
That's so 2 years ago, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I appreciate all the tips. Thank you.
What up, Cat
Yeah, and
Bars?
even too, like because even X has changed. I don't know if anybody noticed. I've been seeing a lot of people mentioning it though, because I noticed it. But people saying, "Oh, my algorithm is back. I'm starting to see my people again." Because there for a while,
I've
unless
noticed that.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Like we're seeing all our old people back, and it was like, well, they never went anywhere. They just weren't showing up in our feeds. So it's definitely an algorithm thing. But things have definitely changed over the past couple of years, back and forth, and back and forth. Don't do this, and do this, and you got to do it this way. And it's like, oh my gosh, there was a time like X actually said they don't want people putting hashtags. They were like totally not like putting people out in front of people that were using hashtags. But it's like, well, that's how we find stuff. That's how everybody finds what they're looking for. But yeah, I would just keep it to a few hashtags, and then I don't know, maybe talk with Brock and say, what's a good strategy for me posting my stuff so that I'm not going to get, quote unquote shadow banned or whatever. And then, just do your best. And that's all we can all do here is our best, right?
No, absolutely. Great. Melissa, I'm an infantry guy, right? Enlisted infantry, commissioned infantry. Military, we're full of, confidence, borderline cockiness, right? so, so that we're up against that hill, right? We're battling that when you're dealing with LB Hakadesh, right? Talking about myself in the third person, I like to do that a lot, right? I can read you my resume. Believe me, we'd be here quite a minute. But before honor is humility. This is true. And I don't want to come across as egotistical, or even if I do think highly of myself, which I do.
We all got to think high of ourselves, right? We got to have that confidence.
Absolutely. But again, I'm here to be a part of the community, and again, I am more active. I've been in the trenches the last couple of months. Had to take a little break from X. You might know me from being heavily involved in the Expected Project. I was a Crown Council member at one point, then I kind of pivoted my way over to Jesus Token and Crypto Church.
That's where I remember you.
Yep.
That's why I know you from the Jesus Token thing. I remember you now. Okay.
Right,
yeah.
right.
And I remember you were very nice. You asked me and I said, yeah, I'm not really interested or whatever. And you were like, no problem, ma'am, or something. You were very nice about it. You didn't hound it. You put it out there and it was all good. So I do remember you though now.
I'm glad that somebody has some good memories of me. No, thank you. And here to participate. I'll go ahead and yield the floor. Thank you for all the tips.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Who else we got? We have Argus. Welcome to DipAToe After Dark. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Just sitting here spinning some vinyl. What's up with you?
Just hanging. At DipAToe After Dark tonight, we had Consumer Break, who's in the house. He came on the show this evening talking about his project, and we had John Bucci from Barium Lab came on tonight. They were great guests, and we were just discussing on all of the possibilities of what can be built, and that we're just normal people with a dream and a vision and the determination to make the world a better place in our own little way, right? And you're building something to make the world a better place too, right?
Oh well, that's a lot to put on my shoulders. The one thing I would want to point was the X402, which is what Ripple's been pushing. And here's the thing: everybody's missing the agentic, economy is a real thing, and it's already going crazy. So the X402 for Ripple and XRP and XRPL is very important. So pay attention.
Pay attention, people. Bearable Chicken, I did approve you. I hope that, oh, you are. There you go. Hello, my friend. I've been wanting to talk to you. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. Do you got me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, everything's good. Good to see everybody. I think that the dialogue is awesome as usual, right? Like you guys are delivering like some sound content on a weekly basis. So kudos to you and everybody that actually participates in what you guys got going on. I guess like I told you guys earlier when you guys were live, I got a bunch of questions, and specifically, the regulatory climate is something that concerns me, and so I felt like it was important that I at least try to engage, with the folks that I care about, um, as to how you guys think, things are actually panning out. A lot of us have been here for quite some time, right? And if you're like me, right, you pay attention to patterns, and you're collecting data points, right?
What up,
and
though?
and so I'm seeing things that are seem to be repeating themselves, and I'm curious what you guys are thinking. Now, I don't want to come from any way in terms of like innovation and the
We're
projects that are
live.
being developed, because I think you
We're
guys are
listening
pushing
now.
it,
We're
right? You
listening.
guys are definitely at the forefront of this technology, right? But my concern is the regulatory capture that is blatant, it's obvious, and more importantly, what are we doing as a community to engage our local elected officials? Are we creating dialogue? Are we having conversations about this innovation? Because there's no reason why we should not have regulatory clarity for this asset class, right? We've been here, we've done this, we've had these conversations, we know the problems that this technology solves. So the only other reason that we're not where we should be, right, is as a species, as far as I'm concerned, is because there's some sort of corruption, there's some sort of regulatory capture that's being portrayed, and it's my suspicion, right, that the only way that we can fix this is if we take it to the grassroots level. So I'm curious. I open up, the floor.
Well, I can say my husband emailed our representative like I don't even know how many times, but he never got an email back.
Really?
Oh yeah, but this was like way back. This was like 2022.
I will tell you this. So my ex sister-in-law works at the state level. Can't remember which person that she actually works for, but in any event, she works in government. And what she told me was they are required to document and log every single phone call that comes in, and like one of her jobs was to actually like answer those calls, so like back a couple of years ago when I was much more political and like really diving into that, and this is, I feel you on this, Bearable Chicken, and I would say, for me at this time, there's only so many hours in the day. I definitely think that this is a necessary thing that we need to be doing to participate at that level. And so we all have a role to play. And so some of us are more technical. We're building things. Some of us, like myself, I'm trying to just like get it out there and spread as much information and inspire people as I possibly can. I would love to have a show on DipAToe show, have people come on. There was a gal that I was following. She never would respond to me, but she was somebody who was going to those meetings, sitting in those rooms. And I think her name is Wanda. I wanted her to come on the show. But she never responded, unfortunately. But I thought she was a great example of somebody who was doing the thing that you need to do to get these people, because they do have to listen to us. And I would say, Bearable Chicken, what I've seen unfolding over the past 10 years is an exercise of waking people up at all levels, whether it's government, whether it's the financial system, whether it's our food, whether it's whatever, every single thing, because we have been effectively put to sleep for a long, long time, using the words, the movies, the songs, the whatever. I was listening to a fella the other day, and something that stuck out to me, what he said was, whenever you listen to something and you hear something, You need to ask the question, says who? Says who? Because there's a lot of things that we've been taught as we've been growing up as just truth, right? And so when you start navigating into this space and you start asking about money and you start learning things, you're like, oh, wow. Then you go into another rabbit hole and you're like, well, that was a lie. Well, that was a lie. Then you kind of start questioning everything, don't you? And so, if you operate in the thing of says who, why are they saying this? Who stands to benefit from it? Where did the information come from? Is this even true? And
There
so,
we go. This is what I'm talking about. Now, and I don't want to. I'm not trying to be abrasive, and I don't want to cut you off. But
no worries.
You literally just like hit the biggest home run. Forget about the All-Star game. Forget about the home run derby. You just hit it right there. This is the message that I'm trying to drive home. This is my mission. We have to question, right, everything, especially like the last 30 to 45 years, everything that we've been taught, all of this stuff. We've been conditioned, and it's unfortunate, right? Because we're at a point in our lives where like the only thing we can do is have the conversations, right? Because it's just not adding up. The math is not mathing. And to be honest with you, my concern is that we are like, and you guys listen to Digital Asset Investor, and you guys have all watched like his videos and stuff over the years, right? He was like, we don't have a country anymore. But that's kind of how I feel. Like the judiciary system, the whole like our government is completely corrupt, right? And so like the only thing that we can honestly do as Americans, in my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, but the only thing we can do is have these conversations and police ourselves, right? And promote like fiduciary responsibility, right? That we're going to do right by our brothers and sisters, our fellow Americans. That's all we have is us. And the only way that we could actually sift through all the bullshit that they're feeding us is sitting in these spaces or going to the meetups or going to the XRP conferences or any conference, right? But just having conversation, right? And questioning everything that we've ever been taught, because it's a rude awakening. I just turned 48 like this last week and a half, and I'm telling you, man, I'm just not happy with where we're at, and especially with digital assets, right? Because regs were supposed to roll out 2-3 years ago, right? How many times did you listen to Senator Loomis tell us about the Genius Act, this and all this and that, and Nick Henry a couple years ago? How many of you in this stage right now, or even in the audience, called in and listened to the XRP trials and stuff, and listened to Judge Network? Yeah, right. Yeah. We all did, right? Come on, dude. Like seriously, and at the same time, what's happened since then?
A lot. I'm gonna say a lot. And I totally get where you're coming from. I totally get where you're coming from. However, if you look at this world, the way everything was a house of cards, everything was a house of cards. There's so many things though, Bearable, that are being corrected, but it has to be organic and it has to come from the people. And it's not going to happen overnight.
Why do you think, Melissa, they haven't like given this like innovation blockchain its full endorsement, and the government hasn't like just made it the standard yet?
I think because it's not ready. I think because
it's because you can trace money and you can't wash money anymore. And that's where your regulatory ambiguity is coming from. That's where the delay is coming from. Until they clean up all their money and can find a way to legitimize it, forget about regs, forget about soundness and all that shit. This is.
I still have hope that we'll get regulations. I mean, I just saw a thing. Not that I just saw.
It shouldn't even be about hope. Innovation should win, right? Like this is that's my problem with it.
What I was going to say though is that we were excited for the lawsuit to end because we wanted to see where it would go, like with Ripple's hands not tied, right? And right after that, right after that, Brad Garlinghouse said that he was going to his meetings and people were saying, well, you won, but the US is still hostile towards crypto. Then we have an administration change, and now we're no longer hostile towards crypto. But I still believe we need the Clarity Act to set the rules for the institutions
The
to then
banks
feel comfortable getting
still
involved,
hostile.
right? So I
The
feel
banks.
like, yeah, and even after we get clarity, I don't expect the price to moonshot because they
Absolutely not.
then have to actually start building and using it. And so I feel like once the regs come, the next step is mass adoption. And I don't know how long that's going to take, but I'm not worried about where we're at. I mean, they have dragged it out. This is torture watching, but at the
Yeah.
same time,
Very.
I keep seeing the steps forward.
100%. I'm 100% in agreement with you, right? I'm just saying that like there is a motive behind the regulatory ambiguity. That's my point.
Well,
And
it's to stall it. It is to stall it, variable. There's no question.
okay. So then is that capitalism?
Well, no, but here's the deal. So I don't know if you saw. The show that we did with Mr. Man.
Yep.
And I mean, he's very good at mapping out what is happening, and this is not just a United States thing, America thing. This is a worldwide, and I would say they are building. They have been building. They are running tests. And when regulation does come, that is going to open doors. Okay. If the gates, that are being held back right now, if what's beyond those gates isn't ready in terms of stress testing, full adoption, all of that stuff.
There's no way that like we're talking about testing and figuring out whether or not like payment rails actually work or that's
they
not
are
that's
testing.
Not, they're already done. It's already done.
Well, they're testing. They're testing right now. I mean, who was it? I just posted that that the DTCC starting doing. It went from like a vision to production with the tokenization of assets, running those live tests now with full implementation by October 1. I think it's October 1 or October 10th or something like this. So right now, July, today was the day, I believe, that turned on. So it went into production.
That's
right?
tokenization. That's tokenization, right?
Yes, but it's all tied together. Like the money. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like I believe that I do.
Just so you know that.
Well, no, I think it's good that you are. I mean, I think it's great that you're questioning these things and expressing the frustration of things not being done. But I think we want things to be right. We want things to be right. Are there enough people awake right now, Bearable, to push back against certain things that could get hidden inside of this legislation? Like, for instance, I wanted your guys' feedback, but before I ask this question, I wanted to give Lady KK an opportunity to respond because I think she wants to respond to you.
Oh, you caught me with a piece of cheese in my mouth.
What kind of cheese?
Okay,
is it Gouda?
Why they've been stalling?
Nacho cheese. Just kidding.
Okay, so why they've been stalling, I believe, is because they haven't figured out how to control it yet. Like I say all the time, I watch the Foster congressman say in a hearing, if we tell a country how much uranium to buy, that is how much they will buy. To think that Bitcoin will come in and disrupt that is absurd. Like they have, I believe this is why the US has been hostile towards it, because they want to control it. And if they can't control it and people start using this decentralization and they lose that, reserve currency, they'll lose power. You know what I mean? But they lost. I mean, Trump came in and shifted the whole narrative. We're getting like regulations,
There it is.
We already got some regulations and we're getting more. And as far as, okay, yes, the blockchains have been tested, like some of them running decades, without any interruption, right? But does that translate to bringing traditional finance onto the blockchain? Not even close. Like in the real world, businesses need actual money to pay other vendors. We're not set up to pay vendors with blockchain money yet. Another thing is like with all the tokenization of assets and stocks and all those things, they can't bring that on yet unless they have the features needed.
When I was talking about how these blockchains have already been tested, I was making reference to China doing their POC and Russia doing their POC on the XRP ledger years ago, right? That's what I was talking about. No, when you were talking about TradFi coming online for the purpose of clearing, 100%. Now, Melissa earlier made reference to the DTCC, and they were looking at. She was talking about tokenization, but they were looking at XDC for clearing, right? Like, so we've had these conversations, right? My point is that I have a very, very real concern with all the hoopla that's been like spread over the internet and on these channels. Not you guys, because you guys bring great data and facts and all that. But my point is, are we literally just like being hoodwinked by the regulatory bodies?
Hoodwinked in what way, though?
Well, all right. What about McHenry? What about what's his name, Davidson from Ohio? Where are these guys at? What
They're all
about
playing a part.
I think McHenry left. McHenry left.
Where are they
still
at?
around though?
My point is that like there's a reason you don't have clarity in this asset class. Obviously, this asset class fixes all kinds of problems. It's advantageous for consumers like you and me and everybody else, right? Across the board.
Okay, can I say something here? So
You can.
I agree with what you're saying. Again, the shit show that we've been living through, it's just that. We've been watching a movie, which people can roll their eyes all you want, but we've been watching a movie. These people are actors playing a role, being told to do what they've been told to do, making rules and regulations according to the powers that be under the old system. We are moving to a new system that is supposed to be a level playing field. We're moving in a different direction. Does not happen overnight that you unfuck what has been screwed. It takes time and care. Okay, I'm just saying it takes time and care. And
best quote ever.
Whether you like Trump or you don't like Trump, Trump is a button pusher. And if you watch what he has done in many things, whether it's in the digital asset space and crypto or other types of politics or whatever, he puts people in power that you're like, what the hell did he put that person in power for? The latest thing here that is controversy, and it has to do with the Clarity Act, is all of a sudden, Elizabeth Warren, or not Elizabeth Warren, Warren Buffett wants ethic rules added to the Clarity Act. Basically, no official or their family should be allowed to profit off crypto laws that they're voting on. Why now? People are saying, why now? Why? Because Trump's disclosure, his recent disclosure, so where he made $1.4 billion in crypto in 2025 is more than any public crypto company in the United States. Okay. Why did he do that? Okay, everyone. So I see people getting lost in the sauce with all of this stuff. People are angry, and Trump's an asshole, and he's still, and I got people going, well, what's the big deal, bro? He can make money and whatever. What he has done is he has sparked it to where, and then people are also saying, well, wait a minute. What about all you guys in Congress that have been making money hand over fist with like insider trading with the stock market and all the shit, all the existing system. Okay.
There you
And,
go.
and so if this would have just passed, okay, if this would have just passed without anything like this, without any conversation, without anybody getting pissed off and sparking, like you, I'm going to bring it back around to when you said, is anybody talking about this, going to their legislatures and communicating what our needs and wants are and whatnot, okay? We don't want them being able to be in Congress, making these laws and rules, being able to make a whole bunch of money like they've been doing. How many of these politicians have we seen leave office?
That ship is already sailed. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm sorry.
But
that ship has already sailed. They're way fucking ahead of us, all of us, on this. That's what I'm saying to you. And I appreciate you. I love where you're at because you got a great heart, right? And so you're going to bank on the fact that like these elected officials, right, that have like these fiduciary responsibilities are actually going to abide by those responsibilities, and they're not. History shows us, the data shows us that, right? So what I'm saying is, how the fuck are we going to fix it? That's how bad the problem is, Melissa. Excuse me, but that's where we're at.
Well, I wonder. Well, I want to throw out this theory, though. I mean, this debt system has not worked. The central bank has not worked. So if we transition over to blockchain, we're transitioning from a debt system to an equity-based system. That can't be done overnight. Can that even be done? You know what I mean? Like,
because the equity doesn't exist.
But well, see, it's not a simple thing. So it's not something that can happen in 5 years or 10 years.
No, you're right. And it's not a quick fix, but the point I'm trying to bring is that we have to have these conversations, as shitty as they are. And I'm sorry that I have this crazy tone because I sound fanatical, but like I've been fucking paying attention. I've been watching a lot of things. I'm real keen on patterns, and I'm telling you that like we're in a fucking shit show right now. It's like a big fucking circus, and I'm telling you, like if you literally are in this space and you can watch any politician give a speech on TV and not question anything that they say, you're fucking retarded.
Yeah, but if you think, but here's the thing: if I would push back to you and say, if you think the person that is giving those stupid speeches are the ones that are actually doing any of the real work, you're wrong. I believe that there's a bunch of people behind the scenes that are really working on this. Those people are just actors playing a role, pushing a narrative with word salad, just like they always have. The only
difference, think that's a problem? Because I'm going to push back and say that right there, because you said it right there. That's the problem right there. We're talking about it, right? But no one's actually doing it.
But we weren't before. But now we are. That's what I'm trying to say.
I think we better be. I think that we need to have these conversations, to be honest with you, because I don't know where our dollars are going. I don't know where your dollars are going, right? Nobody can answer that. Like, you pay taxes, but you don't know where the fuck your dollars are being allocated. It's just a fucking slush fund for these motherfuckers to do whatever the fuck they want. And meanwhile, guess what you have? Fucking potholes and shit all over your fucking shit. You got crime everywhere, litter and shit on your expressways. Come on. It's 2026. It's time to get fucking real.
And if you cut down those cameras they used to track you, you'll go to jail.
Don't get them started, Lady K.
Hey, you know what?
I'm gonna my favorite quote. No, Atlas Shrugged, my favorite quote, right? So, and now I'm failing to remember it. It was just in my head. No, when you must get permission to produce from men who produce nothing, and the laws protect them from you, not you from them, you'll know your society is doomed.
Wow.
I don't believe our society is doomed. I believe that we are going in a direction that is going to be better. And I do believe it's going to take time. And I think
100%.
it's healthy. I think it's healthy for us to ask questions. I will say this to you. When whatever you're giving your attention to at the time is what you are the most passionate about at the time, and you get fired up. You've been exposed to some things lately that you've watched that have really lit your fire and pissed you off. I have been there myself, my friend. I have. And I don't disagree with what you're saying. I am just saying I'm zooming out. I'm looking at a bigger picture than I was looking at in the past. And I do see progress. Is it going as fast as I would like it to go? No. But do I want it to be done correctly? Yes. And so
100%.
if we got to push back, and so like this thing I just brought up where they're complaining Trump made so much money, yada, yada, yada. This is the Clarity Act. Everything's hinging on this Clarity Act. Well, if this Warren Buffett person who's been a pillar of the financial economy, right, and for how many years, when he speaks, people are like, what did Warren say? Right now, he is bringing this up. There's a reason why this was strategically placed at this particular time, and it is. I feel like for the people that benefit from it, okay, this has put them in a position where, well, shit, they are so against Trump in every way. They hate the man. Now he's blatantly made $1.4 billion off of crypto, yada, 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 where maybe they would have just buried this. They would have passed it along. There would have been nothing in there saying that they couldn't do what they're doing now when we know we're going to a digital world in the way that the finances and all the stuff's going to run. This stuff wouldn't have been included in the language, and nobody's none the wiser or whatever. What he's done is he's made it so the people who absolutely hate him, who wouldn't have given two shits about this, they wouldn't have even gave it a second thought. It wasn't on the radar. But because Trump did it, now you're going to have a whole bunch of people pissed off and saying, we got to do something about this, right? Well, at the end of the day, do we want something in there in the Clarity Act that says if you're a member of Congress and you can't profit like this? I do. I think there should be something in there. And if there wasn't something in there already and it would have passed, then they would have been able to do business as usual. And so I have a different perspective on this. That's all. And again, I mean, I could be wrong. But that's just my opinion on why I think things are laid out the way that they're laid out. And
and I could appreciate
it's interesting. It's interesting, right? Because I don't think that they should be bribed, and they are, right?
Right.
But to block someone from making money in a traditional way that a citizen can make money, it shouldn't be like that, because these fuckers should return back to citizens and live under the same rules they made.
That's
right.
That's not how it works. That's not how it works. They get what do they call that? Like, even after they retire, like most representatives and senators and stuff still have like top tier like coverage. They get Secret Service and stuff like that.
Yep.
Even in retirement, and everybody's on the hook for that. Like that's crazy to me.
Think about this, guys. Think about this. We're early. We feel like, many of us feel like we were led to this. God showed us. We've been giving this our attention. We're getting in on these things at an early stage for pennies on the dollar compared to what these assets are going to be worth in the future. We see it. We've been following it, okay? So think about this. If you look at the political climate and these people that are in there, most of them, like say Elizabeth Warren, who's already been profiting off of stuff left and right, whatever, she's like, crypto's bad. All these people, crypto's bad. So wouldn't it look kind of crazy all of a sudden if you found out, she has bags and bags, knowing, because damn well they're in the know of the things that are going down in the financial world.
You better believe she's got bags.
Okay. So I'm saying, given the direction that we're going and everything being transparent, you're gonna see that shit.
Listen,
You
how
know,
sneaky they would be, right? Because
what's that?
BTC, I'll tell you how sneaky they would be. They would be creative enough, right? They're in to know enough that they would set up trading pairs, right? So they'd be like BTC XRP. So that way they can still hold on to their anonymity. Is that deep?
I would say you know what I would do if it was me?
The game is
I'd be like,
rigged.
I would say, my 10-year-old boy was on the internet, bought himself a bag of XRP. I had no idea that he bought XRP or Bitcoin or any of these other ones, you know. All I guess I'm trying to say, Bearable, is anybody that's in Congress right now, if you notice, there's been quite a turnover. There's a whole bunch of them dying. All like the out with the old guard, in with the
Graham,
new.
yo, what happened to Lindsey Graham? They killed that motherfucker, did they?
Yeah. Do you remember back there for a half a second where he was, like kind of like a hero? He's been an actor for quite some time, a controlled person. Yeah. The first thing when I saw that he was dead, the first thing that popped in my head was Ukraine. And then somebody posted a video of Trump mentioning Ukraine, just got back from Ukraine. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's just so much stuff that has happened with all of these politicians being, just doing so much corrupt shit. And you just have to realize the perp walk that many of us all hoped and dreamed that we were going to see. And there was a day that I was certain we were going to see it. We're not. And the reason you're not is because everything is so intertwined with each other, just like these corrupt companies and all those things. If you look at the resignation list and the changeover over the past 10 years, you'll see how many of these leaders have been taken out. They've retired. They've had this scandal or whatever. And the reason being is because there's so many people's livelihoods connected to all these companies that are connected to each other. And so you can't just bankrupt all these companies, right? It has to be handled with care.
I say let's do it. Let's go back to mom and pops. If we went back to mom and pops, there'd be so many
special thank you from the Cheguei. 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 Muito obrigada, Consumer Breaker. Thank you for the raid. I really appreciate it, my friend. If you doesn't know me, my name is Bia Gomes. I have 23 years old. I'm from Fortaleza, Ceará. And I am a pro player for all the games. Thank you. Thank you. What's up, fam? Heads up. What's up, Consumer? I'm playing CS with the chat right now. Tá em inglês? Sim, eu sou pro player. Beitei.
Tem pilhadeira.
Abre junto, abre. Ah, e tem a WP meio,
Pô, bomba.
Ah, porra, velho.
Lembro como se fosse ontem o dia que me caguei pela primeira vez. Me apaixonei pelo quentinho do coco nas minhas coxas. Hoje é um vício. Ando.
Eat your food, Chief. Also.
Eat my food. I will. I have to finish this wheel spin. Hold on. And then I have to drink the drink, and then we're doing the thing. Yo, consumer break! Yo, much love. It is this one. Are you gonna pour it in? Oh, are you tasting it?
I love. Do you want to? Here you go. Here we go.
Oh no, I just poured it in. There's room.
Break it and then I will. Here's my room. Let's go.
What up, consumer break? So many people that should have subscripciones. Ugh.
Alright, here.
Oh.